Are you like me and ready to travel, ready to get the heck out of this country? Want to find out where Americans can travel? Well, today it is July 5th, 2020, and we're going to find out where Americans can fly to. Follow along. Okay, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever it is you're located. I'm going to go over a list of countries where Americans are either allowed now and have been for a short period of time or coming up in the near future. So if you don't see the country on here, it's because it hasn't been, I guess, officially approved to be on this list. I got this idea from another vlogger. Shout out to Rike out in the Philippines if you haven't seen him. Great vlogger. If you ever want to go to the Philippines, he's the guy to take a look at. Again, it's Rike. But let's start with this. He found a website. It's called traveloffpath.com. I've been looking at a few of these. I use a few travel sources to keep up with the news, but this seems to be one of the most updated ones. This was as of July 2nd. It was updated 3 days ago. So this is pretty as current as you're going to get, really. And if you look around on the internet, you'll see that it's hard to find. So this just goes over where Americans can go with a U.S. Passport. So here's a full list. Of course, we all want to get out of the country. I sure as heck want to get out of this country, but I sure as heck don't want to fly right now, especially when they're packing the flights. But let's jump right into the list. So here we go. Where can we travel right now? And it's alphabetized. So Antigua and Barbuda. Now, this is a different Antigua than the one you hear me talking about. That is in Guatemala. Never been to this Antigua and Barbuda. I believe it's two side-by-side islands in the Caribbean somewhere. But it is open. So open upon arrival. Now, you'll see that a lot of these places are going to require you to take your COVID test before you get on. So upon arrival, American tourists will have to take a COVID test at the cost of $100. So add that to your budget. Direct flights have already started from Miami and American in June. And come July, there'll be direct flights from New York, JetBlue, Atlanta, and Delta will also be flying directly. So you just need to get to one of these cities first. So I don't know if you have to book separate flights or not, but same airline, you'll just have to transfer in one of those areas. And it goes over a little bit more details. I may check those out at the end. For those who have been to Aruba, love those trade winds. I have not been yet. I have to go. There's a lot of places I need to go. But they are reopening in about 5 days now, on the 10th of July. So they're going to require the COVID PRC test 72 hours. And you'll see some of these are different. They required 72 or 90 some odd hours before you take off, which is, it's good. But you still have to understand, if you take a test today and then you don't fly for 3 days, well, what have you done for 3 days? Have you gone to the grocery store? Have you met with any family members? So it's kind of rough to, unless you self-quarantine and pray that everyone else is doing the same. I mean, it kind of leaves an opening. And then, of course, I've done some research recently where it says that anywhere from 15 to 30% of the tests are false negative. So, it's more so a confirmation as opposed to an exact. But they are ready to reopen. So you know how reopening is going for us. I don't know how it's going to go for them, but you can get to Aruba now if you take your PCR test 72 hours ahead of time. Right now it says that you can get there from New York, United, JetBlue, Atlanta, and Delta, and from Miami on America. And then, of course, it gives you a list of things. Again, this website is traveloffpath.com. Okay, so you can get to the Bahamas. I was there a few months ago. Actually wasn't that impressed. I mean, and it was hot as Hades when I went to. It was for business, but still had time to have fun on the property. Really didn't get to roam around too much. But they are open as of July 1st of this year. You must show a negative PCR test. And again, keep in mind, for those who watch my channel, I took my test and I never got the results. And so after, I think it was exactly 4 weeks, I took the antibody test to see if I had it. And that was my only way to get around it, because by now, the lines for tests have become extreme. And so if anyone knows any tricks to get the test done quick, and especially the immediate result ones, But this is going to require you to show proof of a negative test no older than 10 days before arrival to that country. So there's tons of direct flights to the Bahamas from the U.S. Flying from Miami just takes less than an hour. Other direct flights can be found from New York, Houston, Chicago, Atlanta, Denver, Charlotte, and Orlando. Okay, you can also go to Barbados. If you've never been, or if you have been, tell your friends. Barbados is reopening on the 12th, so another week before these guys open for the United States. Now, some of these countries are already open for other countries. They just, I guess, decided to open for Americans and take that chance. I mean, I get wanting to earn money, and especially when travel and tourists make up a big part of your budget. But I mean, I don't know. You be the judge as to whether or not you're comfortable enough to get on a flight and then go through, wearing a mask on a vacation. I mean, or not wearing a mask and risk, bringing it back or taking it there. So this just says that, okay, you have to have a negative PCR test no older than 72 hours before departure. Direct flights are resuming from the USA, from New York on JetBlue on the 25th, Miami on American at August 5th, and Charlotte on American starting August 5th as well. Okay, you can go to Bermuda. I haven't been to Bermuda before. Okay, they are officially reopening. They are open. And to be able to head down on vacations, Americans will need to bring a negative COVID PCR test no older than 72 hours before boarding and take another test upon arrival. I don't know what happens when you get a positive test and once you get there. Yours was negative before. I know I saw a story about Vietnam where if you fly and you take that test on the other side, not only do you have to quarantine right now, but ultimately, if you once they reopen, they're saying that when they reopen fully without a quarantine, if anyone is positive on your flight, then everybody's going to have to quarantine. So keep those in mind as well. Direct flights take over just 2 hours from many U.S. cities. From Atlanta on Delta is 2 3/4 of an hour, starting in July, while JetBlue flies from Boston and New York 2.5 hours starting in August. Croatia, gotta love Croatia. Went last year, love Croatia. And actually, I have a picture of, this is Dubrovnik in the southern part of Croatia. I have this exact picture from this exact mountaintop. I know where they took this picture from. And we got to walk around a bit here before heading back to Split, Croatia. Love Croatia. If you haven't been, an outstanding place. This is one of these cities that they recorded Game of Thrones in as well. So if you're a GOT fan, this is where you want to go. Croatia was open on July 1st, looks like. You just need to fill out an online form and show proof of accommodation or tourist-based activity, which is simple enough to do. You have to have that before you fly anyway. Okay, Dominican Republic, the DR. The DR is open as of July 1st. I didn't know that one. I know a lot of guys, especially some buddies from Colombia, from Medellin, that went down. Shout out to Gogo. Man, you got to tell me how it was. I'd like to get back there if you watch this video. But they are reopened as of July 1st. I don't know if I take the chance yet, but hey, this is a close one for us, Flights from Miami, Atlanta, New York, Dallas, Fort Lauderdale, Boston, Charlotte, and Miami all show direct flights in July and August. And of course, it'll increase through the years as they start to grow. Then French Polynesia, Tahiti, and Bora Bora. That's a little ways away. July 15th. You must bring a negative COVID PCR test. Let's see, San Francisco, Los Angeles, fly directly to Tahiti and Bora Bora for 8 hours. That's actually not a bad flight. You have to get to the West Coast if you're not there already. Let's see, Jamaica. Jamaica is open. That's close enough for us. And I've been a couple of times, but I can't imagine, being at a resort. I don't know. Who knows? If it's an empty resort, yeah. If I knew it was empty and I knew my flight was empty, shoot, I'd be gone now. But they're going to open in another week or so also on, they've been open since June 15th. They're requiring everybody to fill out an online travel authorization card before they fly. I researched this briefly, and it looks like you just have to sign up online to show that you'll be allowed back in the country. It's the gist that I get from it anyway. American Airlines resumed flights from Miami starting on June 24th, JetBlue from New York starting on the 25th, and Delta from Atlanta starting on the 23rd. So Jamaica is open. Feel free to get out there and go, guys and gals. Maldives. Okay, this is one of these islands that, really, really shallow sand and really, really shallow water. So they don't flood. I know it looks like there's really not much to it, but Maldives is officially reopening on the 15th, so another week or so for American tourists. I can't believe these places are letting us in. I mean, after the EU shut us down, and that's a lot of countries, they shut us down. Croatia's not in the EU. That's weird. Okay, let's see. The travelers will have to take their temperatures. Oh, I read an article the other day. The United States has recommended, I think it was bipartisan in Congress, to scan foreheads at domestic airports and check temperatures. And the president is fighting it. And I mean, you be the judge of that. They're fighting it for whatever reason, saying it's infringing on people's rights and why have to go through this. I didn't get the entire story. Well, I don't recall the entire story, but it's foolish. Why would you not do that? Even the last trip that I took was to Guatemala. They checked our temperatures. When we got back, they didn't. But yet we got busted for bringing meats. Anyway, okay. So Maldives is open on the 15th. Mexico, we can drive, walk, skip, ride a bike. We can get to Mexico from Texas really easy, but keep in mind, you can fly in too. You just have to have a passport. I don't know if it's still the same for Mexico and Canada, where you can also use your passport ID. So I have both. I have a passport and a book passport, and also have a passport ID card. So, and that's supposedly that you can use to get on land-based borders, which for us, of course, is Canada and Mexico. So you're able to get to Mexico using that card. I don't know if that's the same, and I don't know, I'm going to be shocked if Canada's on this list to allow Americans in, but Mexico is now open for U.S. passports. In fact, it's one of the countries that never actually really closed its borders to America in the first place. From what we hear on the news, they have some issues. Now, are they blocking those issues from getting to the tourist places? Because if I was going to go, I'd go to Cancun, Cabo, or Puerto Vallarta. And so they're open and they're ready to go. Flights from American, Spirit, Sun Country, United, and JetBlue have resumed from many American cities. So keep that in mind. You can get to Mexico. That's probably the easiest one to get to. You can drive. Rwanda. I don't know how many people go to Rwanda for a vacation, but it is there if you want to go. You need to bring a negative PCR test, and at most 72 hours before arrival. Let's see, flights are from U.S., but Rwanda Air is looking into creating a direct New York City to Kigali route, so we'll see. Serbia, again, not sure who wants to go to Serbia, but Serbia, it has been open since May 22nd. Wow. It's a landlocked European nation that borders Montenegro, Hungary, Bulgaria, and Romania. So if you want to go to Serbia, it is open. St. Barth's, not even sure where that is, but this is open since June 22nd. You have to show a negative PCR test. St. Lucia, another island resort. You need to bring a negative COVID test no more than 48 hours before departure. That's a close one. Good luck getting those test results for sure before a flight. I don't know what happens when you get to the airport and you don't have it, but St. Martin, it looks like Spirit's going there. Update, July 1st. St. Martin has decided to postpone all flights from the USA until July 14th, when it will review it again. At that time, Americans are not welcome. At this time, Americans are not welcome on the island. It looks like it was, and then they changed it on July 1st because they watched the news. So they're not letting us in right now. I would assume that a lot of people, this list is going to be adjusted. The worse we get, if we're not going to do a complete countrywide shutdown, it's not going to get better. More people are going to die. We don't have leadership. Moving on. St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Let's see. Direct flights from New York. They've been open since July 1st. And direct flights from New York on Caribbean Air start on the 15th, or from Miami and American Airlines starting on the 11th. Tanzania, or Tanzania, however you decide to pronounce it. I've been told, don't say Tanzania, it's actually Tanzania. And I know somebody from there also. But if you want to get to Tanzania, this would be a trip that, if I did the research and found out the virus is less than here, why not? I've always wanted to go to South Africa, so it's on the eastern side too. Fancy a safari? Or how about climbing Mount Kilimanjaro? There's a dream. Just to see Kilimanjaro, man, that'd be incredible. But there are no direct flights from the USA to Tanzania, so you're going to be flying on a couple, 2-3 flights probably. Turkey. I don't know if I go to Turkey right now, but I would love to go. I want to hit everywhere in the country, obviously. I mean, in the world. But as of June 12th, Turkey has now reopened for American tourists. They are open. At this time, no mandatory testing is required. I assume, again, this list will be updated unless somebody has blocked them from watching international news. Turks and Caicos will reopen on July 22nd. Again, this is updated as of 3 days ago. So as of right now, they're expected to open July 22nd. They have time to change their mind. Let's see. So they haven't given any details on testing yet. If they'll be testing on arrivals. UAE, United Arab Emirates, Dubai. I love Dubai. And this is one place I do want to go back to. Yes, I love Dubai. I have to put up my video from Dubai. So love Dubai. And, I think they're doing okay with the virus, but they're not 100% clear from my understanding as well. But they're expected to open in a couple of days. We just need to register their health declaration on an app before the trip. I guess you come to this website again, it's traveloffpath.com, and you'll see these links. And it'll give you more information, I guess, once you click here. Emirates is flying. Oh my God, love Emirates. If you ever fly, you want to fly on an Emirates airline, and you do want to go to Dubai on Emirates. Amazing. Good trip to Dubai. And if you get there, you want to go to Abu Dhabi as well. You can take a short bus ride up like we did. They're flying directly from Los Angeles, Chicago, New York, and Washington. I'm surprised it's not Houston. That's weird. U.S. Virgin Islands. The good thing about the U.S. Virgin Islands, you don't need a passport. That's the good thing. They were open as of June 1st. Wow. You can fly directly from Atlanta, Miami, New York, and Houston, Charlotte, and Fort Lauderdale. And again, let's see. You don't have mandatory testing. I guess it's because it's a territory. They are like us. Let me keep it as positive as I can. The USA, you can go wherever you want, I think. But if you're from Texas, or Arizona, or Florida, and you're going to New York, you get ready to get stuck at a hotel for 2 weeks, or wherever you're going to stay for 2 weeks. You're supposed to quarantine and register so they can track you when you get there. Don't know how that works if you drive, but these attractions have been reopened. Las Vegas, Universal Studios Orlando. Wow, really? The Grand Canyon, I get that because not a lot of people there. New York Central Park is open. Niagara Falls. Wow. Niagara Falls is beautiful if you haven't been. Yellowstone National Park. One place in the country I have not been, I do want to go to. And it's huge. So, I may just do that in the next few weeks. I need to get in my car and just get away, probably by myself. Times Square is open. I guess New York is reopening, so they're allowing people out, but you have to wear a mask, I'm sure. Golden Gate Bridge, that's cool. It's good for a picture. I've been there too. Countries that will soon permit American tourists. Belize is on the list. August 15th, travelers will have to fill out an online health form before they go, and a negative PCR test 72 hours before departure. Sri Lanka, that will be an interesting flight. I just want to travel this whole world. I hope we come up with this vaccine shortly, promptly. Opening on August 15th, you will need to bring a negative PCR test and agree to have another test upon arrival. They don't mention whether or not you have to pay for it, though. Countries that may permit American tourists: Bali, May on September 1st, Malta, possibly on July 15th. Let's see. And here's a list, I'll end right here. A complete list of where Americans can travel: Antigua and Barbuda, June 4th, Aruba, July 10th, Bahamas, July 1st, Barbados, July 12th, Bali, September 1st, Belize, August 15th, Bermuda, July 1st, Croatia, July 1st, the DR, July 1st, Dubai, July 7th, French Polynesia, July 17th, Georgia, July 31st, Jamaica, June 15th, Maldives, July 15th, Malta, July 15th, Mexico, June 8th, Rwanda, June 17th, Serbia, May 22nd, Sri Lanka, August 15th, Barth, June 22nd, Lucia, June 4th, Martine, this is St. Martin, July 14th, Vincent and the Grenadines, July 1st, Tanzania, July 1st, Turkey, July 12th, Turks and Caicos, July 22nd, and the U.S. Virgin Islands, I guess they lost the EU right there, U.S. Virgin Islands on June 1st, they've been open. So I hope this helps for those who are just chomping at the bit to get out of here and go somewhere. If you have to take that chance, these are places that are open right now. So again, thanks for watching. Again, if you get any benefit out of my videos, please take a second and go down and hit the subscribe button, right down in the right-hand corner. Hit subscribe, click the bell to be alerted of any new videos. And thanks again to my subscribers and those who comment. Thank you guys so much. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
We have a YouTube channel, like it.
Please comment and share if you liked the video.
Please subscribe and kick the bell.